I gave everything that I had. I poured my heart, my blood, my sweat, my tears to this game, and Cleveland, this is for you.
Crystal Castles was a Canadian electronic music group formed in 2006 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, formed by the controversial songwriter-producer Ethan Cath and singer-songwriter Alice Glass, who later left and was replaced by Edith Francis. Crystal Castles were known for their chaotic live shows and lo-fi melancholic homemade productions. Castles has disbanded. It's still listened to by die-hard fans all over the world, but there are more to Crystal Castles, just like every other band. And we will be looking at the Crystal Castle Iceberg, where we take a deep dive to facts or theories some may or may not know. Before we begin, I know this AI text generator's voice is annoying as shit, and I am aware of that and apologize. Well, let's dive in. From Crystal Castle's self-titled debut album, the song Crime Wave was the first single from the album. It was first released on August 13, 2007 by Trouble Records, accompanied by the B-side. It has reached popularity during TikTok in 2020 and is Crystal Castle's most popular song. Margaret Osborne, born August 25, 1988, known professionally as Alice Glass, is a Canadian singer and songwriter. She is the co-founder and former frontwoman of the electronic band Crystal Castles. In 2014, she embarked on a solo career. She released her eponymous debut EP in 2017. Her solo debut album, Pray//4, was released in February 2022. With Alice's departure, founding producer Ethan Cath was poised to continue the project without her. Then came Edith Francis. Edith, a long way from her home state of Iowa, the 21-year-old was couch surfing in LA when she encountered Cath, who would later recruit her as the new lead singer of Crystal Castles until their departure. Claudio Paolo Palmieri, known professionally as Ethan Cath, is a co-founder and songwriter/producer for Crystal Castles and previously the bassist of Kill Cheerleader and Die Mannequin. Due to Ethan's production, Rolling Stones named Crystal Castles Icons of 20 Years of Lollapalooza. Cath and his band Crystal Castles received the John Peel Award for Innovation at the 2011 NME Awards. Crystal Castles' debut album was included in NME's Top 100 Greatest Albums of the Decade list at number 39. Crystal Castles was founded by Ethan and Alice, who were born and raised in Canada, while Edith is full American. Celestica is the first song from Crystal Castles' second album, Crystal Castles 2. The single was released digitally as an EP. Ethan Cath claims a Celestica in their hometown, a worker who committed by jumping in a large container of boiling plastic liquid, and the workers couldn't stop the machine, so the body melted and became part of the stream they produced products with. Celestica was also popularized by video game PES 2011 due to Celestica being on the soundtrack, which is why Brazilians love them. Crystal's first album, Nights, is the 11th track at one of their most popular songs off the album due to its out-of-this-world transitions of catchy, trippy and lo-fi. The title track, Alice Practice, was claimed to be a soundcheck accidentally recorded by the sound engineer before the band launched into a 5-song recording session in 2005. The release was limited to 500 copies on vinyl and sold out in 3 days. Some people hated the song, but that was Ethan's purpose. He wanted to make loud and obnoxious music. Alice Practice was popularized by British teen TV series Skins due to Crystal Castles performing on the TV show. Vanished is a single by Crystal Castles. It was released on Play It Again Sam Records on July 21, 2008, despite the fact that the release was supposed to be cancelled. The band did not want to release the song as a single and did not approve of the track listing or the artwork, but they did anyway, and when they did, it skyrocketed. As you may know, after Alice left, Crystal Castles wasn't the same. Crystal Castles' most popular song Post Alice was Char, sung by Edith Francis, and was the most popular song on the Amnesty album due to her angelic voice and lyrics. Not in Love was originally a song by Canadian new wave band Platinum Blonde, from the band's 1983 debut album Standing in the Dark, which Crystal Castles sampled, featuring Robert Smith, the iconic English musician, as the lead singer, guitarist, primary songwriter, and only continuous member of the rock band The Cure. Not in Love is Crystal Castles' second most streamed song ever. On the Crystal Castles 2 album, Suffocation is probably the most controversial due to its deep and depressing lyrics, like the line "I'm wasting my days like I wasted my nights and I wasted my youth," and the lyric "We ignore refused consent. Animals do not repent. Courtesy to intervene. Weathered down my selfish needs" is narrated as a The song in general just gets you either depressed or out of this world. was an exclusive bonus track with the physical copy of the album Amnesty. They threw that in to try to incentive people to buy the physical copies, the profits from which were to go to Amnesty International. Only the profits from the physical copies would go to Amnesty International, so this was their attempt to drive up some sales of the physical copies. Legal streaming and downloading sites like iTunes, Spotify, etc. won't release it. The music video in question doesn't exist. The video is off the Crystal Castles channel. If you want to listen to the kept song, go to either the Storehouse of Memories or Valdo Beretti YouTube channels. Frail, and Thin to Side are from the Amnesty album Nothing Much About Them lol. The Untrust Us fan video is from YouTube animator Giratrello that has currently 8 million views and is beloved by the Crystal Castle fan base. Their Kindness is Charade was Crystal Castle's final recorded song to ever be published. Doe deer is reference to deer being the most hunted animal on the planet, and women deer are called doe, which imparts a saying women are the most hunted and so there won't be enough to kill. Air War is a single by the band Crystal Castles. An earlier version of the song was released in July 2006 as the B-side to Alice Practice. The lyrics are from the 1922 James Joyce novel Ulysses in Chapter 11, Sirens. The cover art gathered public interest because of the odd picture of Ethan Cath and Alice Glass with ice cream cones as heads. Black Panther is a song about a mother being displeased with her children, denying that they ever came out of her. She wants to drown them in the ocean and forget they ever existed. At the 2010 Latitude Obelisk Festival, Alice was crowd surfing as usual and a fan supposedly touched her inappropriately and she punched him and ended their set quickly after. Which, if he did touch her, then it was completely justified that she did that. Health is a noise rock and industrial band founded in California. Health first gained reputation through a remix of their song Crime Wave by experimental electronic band Crystal Castles in August 2007. The rendition helped broaden Health's audience in anticipation for their full-length debut a month later, released under Love Pump United. Destroy Lonely is an American rapper. He is best known for his studio album No Stylist, which peaked at number 91 on the Billboard 100. He is also the son of American rapper I-20, who was signed to Ludacris label Disturbing the Peace. During Destroy Lonely's teen years, he discovered Crystal Castles' second album, which influenced him and still does via his merch and website. Has made a song called Crystal Castles and is even followed by Alice Glass and has Alice Glass as his Instagram profile picture.
Oh my God, bro, is dick riding all you do?
No, I'm
like,
saying
you literally got that nigga dick in your mouth right now. I see it.
TikTok has even made a mashup of his hit song called No Stylist and Crime Wave together.
Bitch, I wake up, no stylist. Fresh as fuck, I put it on, no help, I did this shit.
This is their new self-titled album, Crystal Castles 2.
Ethan Cath called their first single Alice Practice and said Glass's vocals were a mic test. He concocted that story and told press it was an accidental recording, intentionally diminishing her role in its creation. In 2014, she embarked on a solo career. She released her eponymous debut EP in 2017. Her solo debut album, Pray/4, was released in February 2022. The track Lenny by the group Crystal Castles was released in 2008 on the album Demos, Remixes. The track gained popularity in those days after it was forgotten. In 2021, the track gained new popularity. Untrust Us has its own cover and is very rare. Take a look. The Capital Children Choir is a school full of choir kids playing the song by Crystal Castles Untrust Us. Seed was one of the first Crystal Castles songs ever recorded in 2004. It's kinda rare and has a different feel with the guitar playing feeling like the metal genre. Celestica, an EP by Crystal Castles, released April 16, 2010 on Polydor. Genres: synth pop, synth punk. The EP has 4 tracks called Celestica, Seed, Mother Knows Best, and Insectica. Crystal Castles' Amnesty tour was cancelled following Ethan Cath allegations. These allegations in total ended the Crystal Castles group. At the age of 14, Alice ran away from her home in Oakville, Canada. By 15, Glass left school and life was bleak and lonely. Things were not great between me and my dad. He had some anger problems, she says, and I was really depressed and self-harming. I'd think about myself a lot, and I just knew that if I stayed there I would. She started an all-girl punk band, Fetus Fatale, who would play for a pitcher of beer at a local bar. Around this time, Glass met Kath and their three started Crystal Castles. As a 10-year-old, in the very early 1990s, Ethan Kath was a huge Prince fan. His uncle didn't like Ethan's music taste, so he convinced him to fall into the rock and roll, namely, Funhouse by the Stooges. By the end of that decade, Ethan, then calling himself Ethan Death, was in Kill Cheerleader. Without his uncle he wouldn't be who he is now. Before even thinking about music, Margot Francis, or known as Edith Francis, was modeling at the same time Alice was planning on leaving. On the music video Concrete, Edith is in the middle of a concert performing the music video unannounced by the people in attendance. A comment by Juan Rodriguez says, "I was there. She pushed me." On Crystal Castles 1 you can see the album cover was cropped. It was cropped due to Ethan not liking his shoes.
What the hell?
Tell Me What to Swallow is Crystal Castles' most saddest song ever. The song is based on Alice's real events in life via the lyrics. The song describes an abusive relationship, possibly between a father and daughter, but daddy could also signify the control the abuser has and the victim's trust and love for him. In October 2017, Alice Glass published a statement on her website describing the abusive relationship she had with her bandmate in Crystal Castles, Ethan Kath. Crystal Castles' second album, Crystal Castles 2 cover is automatically assumed will be a little girl due to long hair, but it's actually a little boy. The boy's name is X Tecumseh Clark, which is in my opinion one of the best names to ever exist. In 2010 him and his dad Todd Tamana and Clark, who took the photo, approved him of using the photo. In 2013 Clark met the band at a concert they invited him to. When Alice was in the 10th grade, Ethan was 10 years her senior in the band Kill Cheerleader. They first met, she was 14, he was 24. If that isn't fucking weird, then I don't know what is. Bro thinks they on the album is a Reddit meme where two friends remake the Crystal Castles 1 album cover. When Glass was a teen she went to a Catholic school and she recalls how school confession took place in the same room where teachers performed physical inspections. So, she single-handedly started a head lice plague after rolling around in a field.
Oh, you nasty ass bastard! You fucking nasty ass motherfucker! That's nasty, man!
Glass said junior high is hard without giving someone parasites, with a mortified laugh. If you didn't know, Crystal Castles has a drummer. The drummer's name is Christopher Charlton. He is not known much due to his inactivity on social media and only appearing in live shows. Ethan Kath and him were on the same band before Crystal Castles called Kill Cheerleader, which is why they're so close. Edith trips and busts her ass, flash warning. Type O Negative were an American gothic metal band formed in Brooklyn, New York City in 1989 by Peter Steele, Kenny Hickey, Josh Silver, and Sala Bruscato. Francis was a fan of them growing up, and as you can see from majority of her photos she wears a lot of their merch. Edith even has a hand tattoo of the Type O logo. The name Crystal Castles was founded from TV series She-Ra Princess of Powers, which Alice Glass watched as a kid.
In the morning light, home of She-Ra shining bright, Crystal Castle, the face of the world, they've been Crystal Castle, Princess of Power. Crystal Castle comes with everything you see here. On a leaked Edith Francis song, the description says, "I had to turn off the comments because I was receiving a lot of negativity. I no longer work with Ethan Kath. In 2018 I had a miscarriage because I was thrown down the stairs. I was hesitating releasing music but decided to release a single first. The EP is being finished up, working on getting it produced. I apologize for not using recent pics. After I miscarried I had to have all my teeth removed because I started using the infection. It was really bad. I will be really happy to share my story in the next video. I may not look the same." It was soon found out it wasn't Edith Francis who wrote the cause. A few weeks after the video was uploaded, Edith photo surfaced with her smiling with teeth. Reddit exposed the person responsible, saying that and called them out.
After Crystal Castles disbanded, Edith hasn't been on social media. Often she's made spam or small accounts then delete them right after. Here are just some pictures of her in 2018 till 2021. Crystal Castles 1. The photo is cropped due to Ethan wanting them to be together in the photo, so he cropped him in it. The background of the photos was discovered to be a pharmacy shop called Kerr's Chemist. For the second album, we already discussed the boy in the picture, but the band saw the picture in Trent Reznor's studio and asked permission to have it. On the third studio album, Crystal Castles 3, the cover is a Yemeni mother holding her son Zayed after being gassed by the government due to his anti-government protest. The photo won World Press Photo Amnesty. Crystal Castles' final album cover was photographed by Lisa Wiltz, who called the photo shoot Bolivian Mennonite. Ethan Cath claimed this was Edith as a child.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit.
On Alice Glass's website, she says, when our fame grew in Crystal Castles, he didn't feel he was getting the recognition he thought he deserved. So he became physically abusive. He held me over a staircase and threatened to throw me down it. He picked me up over his shoulders and threw me onto concrete. He took pictures of my bruises and posted them online. I tried to leave, and he swore that it would never happen again. That he would never physically abuse me again. More severe psychological and emotional happened weeks after. He figured out my insecurities and exploited them. He used the things he learned about me against me. Over a period of many months, he gave me drugs and alcohol and had sex with me in an abandoned room at an apartment he managed. It wasn't always consensual, and he remained sober whenever we were together. He controlled everything I did. I wasn't allowed to have my own phone or my own credit card. He decided who my friends were, read through my private emails, restricted my access to social media, regulated everything I ate. He berated me and yelled at me, telling me that I was a joke, that all the people that came to our shows were only interested in his instrumentals and that I was ruining the band. He broke glass shower doors to frighten me. He locked me into rooms. He told me that my feminism made me a target for rape, and only he could protect me. He forced me to have sex with him more. He said I wouldn't be allowed to be in the band anymore. All these claims are from Alice's website. These claims ruined Ethan's reputation, which led to the band disbanding. On Alice's website, once again, she said, I met Ethan when I was in the 10th grade. The first time he took advantage of me was when I was around 15. He was 10 years older than me. I came to in the back of his car extremely intoxicated, from drinks he had given me that night. We didn't talk for months after that. He went to great lengths to find me again, stalking me and driving past my high school looking for me. He tracked me down and showed up places I was hanging out, and we eventually reconnected. I was very young, naive, and in a compromised position in my life. I perceived him as a local rock star because I had seen his band, Kill Cheerleader, on TV. A lot of my friends from the punk scene had also been taken advantage of by much older men, so to me, it was a situation that had been normalized. These claims are also on Alice's website. On Alice Glass's website, once again, she says, soon after we were invited to tour the UK, I was overwhelmed by how quickly things were happening for us, and he convinced me to drop out of high school with only 2 credits away from graduating as we started to gain attention. One of Edith's friends on Instagram claims her and Edith were at Alice's video shoot with pictures proving it. There's another photo of Alice and Edith doing their signature hood over face pose, but this may be Photoshop. Alice and Edith have never been seen together or spoken about each other before, so this is hard to believe, but anything is possible. Crystal Castles is enjoyable all around the world, but there are some moments in songs that seem to think the band wishes to appear being as annoying as possible. Which is true. Ethan wanted them to be as annoying as they could by distorting Alice and Edith's voices to be annoying. Adding squeaky or techno gaming sounds in the background. Which to the band was annoying to them due to their hatred of video games. By 2014, Ethan rarely distorted Edith's voice as much as Alice's due to him wanting to change their style and prove Alice fans wrong that the band could still continue without her. When Alice Glass decided to leave Crystal Castles in 2014, Ethan Cath was in a married relationship with Autumn, which started in 2009, which would mean Autumn at the time was 15 years old when they started talking. There's nothing much about Autumn's past besides Autumn was a former Alice Glass cosplayer at the time, and Ethan first knew of her at Coachella 2009, and at the show, she was harassed by a friend of Ethan Kath's named Taylor Trash. Ethan messaged her after this incident to apologize for his friend's behavior. Autumn then bragged about having received messages from Ethan Kath on her Tumblr account, but it was later deleted, setting a pattern that would continue to exist for the entirety of their relationship. Further, Alice Glass had stated Ethan Kath had restricted her access to social media accounts in her most recent statement. It is very possible that Ethan Kath is controlling what Autumn posts online, and Autumn on an Instagram post cosplaying as Alice. She said Ethan had recently cut and dyed her hair to match his ex-girlfriend Alice's hair. Nobody knows what happened behind closed doors, but it's assumed he treated her how he treated Alice. Autumn stated later in 2014 she wished she could show her real life before she posts the following photos of her and Kath, which she deleted moments after. The photos was Ethan and Autumn together, but the most noticeable one was her and Ethan being married, with her having a white wedding dress while Kath had a tuxedo. Nothing has been reported about this relationship after Crystal Castles was disbanded, but it's assumed he's with Edith in Canada doing the same thing he did to Alice and Autumn. Edith Francis is my personal favorite from the band due to her natural singing, aesthetic and presence on concerts. I hope Edith is enjoying life as she just turned 28 years old a couple of weeks ago. Alice Glass is personally the best out of the group. Without her, Crystal Castles wouldn't be where it is now. People who love Ethan claims Alice lied about the allegations, which I can see due to her unpredictable and immature behavior, but I blame that on her childhood. All the allegations to me are true due to the fact that they met when she was 14 when he was 24. If that isn't sus enough, he bought 14-year-old Alice drinks and even stalking her and her friends. Ethan Kath. Ethan is without a doubt one of the best music producers to ever live, but his outside life ruined his career and reputation, which is his fault. Everything that's been accused of him is his fault. When he thought buying drinks for a 14-year-old and having sex with a 15-year-old Alice was okay. If Ethan didn't mentally, physically, verbally and emotionally abused Alice when they dated, maybe Alice would have forgiven for the past and Crystal Castles would still be here dropping and performing music. Before I end this video, I'd like to thank Elise for the instrumentals in the background. Thank you for sticking by this long-ass video. This took about 8 hours to edit, research and providing proof and evidence, so please at least like this video. Besides that, I don't have much to say but goodbye.